Welcome to all of you in this new video. If you are watching this video first time or if you are new to my channel, please do subscription and please don't forget to click on the bell icon so that you will receive the new uploaded videos on my channel, the update of the new uploaded videos. Okay, so let's start. In this video I am going to explain you the procedure to draw the isometric view from the given pictorial views or from the given front to top view or from the given front view and side view. So here in this lecture, the question that I have considered or the numerical that I have considered, which is having the particular structure in terms of front view and top view. Okay, so the first thing, when we are going to convert the 2D diagram into the 3D or into the isometric view, first of all we have to observe the given numerical carefully and we have to observe the structures which are available or which are visible to us, which is in the front view and in the top view. Okay, so here the clearly it is mentioned this is the front view and top view, or if it is not mentioned also we can easily understood as per the first angle projection method in the graphics. Always the front upper view is the front view and lower view is the or below side view is the top view. Okay, so now the first thing we have to observe these two views, the front view and top view properly, and first thing that we have to identify that what are the dimensions of the object. What are the dimensions means what are the three dimensions of the object, such as what is the overall length of the object, what is the overall height of the object, what is the overall width of the object. Okay, so once again I would like to inform you about that how to identify these three dimensions. When we are going to observe any particular front view or top view, always we are able to observe the two dimensions of the object. That is, if I am going to consider the front view, then always I am able to find out the length of the object and overall length of the object and overall height of the object. And when I am going to consider or observe the top view, again I am able to identify the two more dimensions, that is length of the object and what is the width of the object. The width of the object is this one in the second view. Generally it is in the top view visible. Okay, so the first of all the three dimensions we have to identify before starting to convert the 2D diagram into the 3D. So what is the overall length of the object? That is visible in the front view as well as in the top view. Overall length means the horizontal dimension, that is the length of the object, but it is not mentioned in the front view, but the same dimension is mentioned in the top view, that is 60 mm. Okay, so the overall length of the object is 60 mm. Overall height of the object, always it is visible in the front view only, that is given 30 mm. And what is the overall width of the object? From the top view, the third dimension which is known to us, that is the width, that is width is given 40 mm. Okay, along with these three dimensions we have to observe the object carefully, such as what is the structure of the front view, what is the structure of the top view. Such as if you are going to observe the front view, you can observe it is look like as a rectangular structure at the bottom side and two more rectangular structures at the top side, but they are present at the both sides. Okay, on the left side and right side, and between them nothing is there. Then similarly the bottom rectangular or horizontal rectangular portion is there, which is having some dotted lines between them. The dotted line is nothing but the indication of dotted line, that is hidden portion or invisible portion is there. And if you are going to match that hidden lines in the top view, you can observe that actual structure of that portion which is present at the center, that is nothing but a rectangle which is having the dimension 20 by 15 mm, means length of that rectangle 20 mm, width of that rectangle is 15 mm. Similarly, the two rectangular portions which are present on the either side at left and right side, you can observe that structures in the top view, they are also having the rectangular structure. They have given the length, or you can say that the portion, the width of this portion is nothing but 15, and the height of this portion that we have to identify because it is not visible here, but the overall height of the object is 30 mm. But similarly we have to observe whether the either bottom side portion or this upper side portion width or the dimension is given. When you are going to observe the object completely, you can observe on the right side they have given the 10 mm portion or height of this bottom portion, and the overall height of the object is 30 mm, means the portion which is required for us to draw on the upper side, that is having this much portion which is having the height 20 mm. Okay, likewise we have to identify the dimensions of the object, means along with the length and length, height and width, overall length, overall height and overall width, we have to identify the intermediate dimensions also. Now let's start to convert this 2D diagram into the 3D. I am going to use here now the pencil and sketchbook with the help of this drafter scale also and with the help of this roller. Okay, but if possible to you, always try to make the use of the drafter so that it will make or it will create your diagram very accurately, means accuracy will be get maintained. The purpose of the roller scale is there when the drafter is not possible to attach. Okay, so the first step is we have to draw a reference line. So I will draw the horizontal line as a reference one. Okay, and we have to do this activity or do this procedure with the help of by using the two type of pencil, H and 2H. Okay. Sorry. Now after drawing the reference line, consider any one point as a reference point, and from that we have to draw the two 30-degree lines. Okay, the right side and left side 30-degree line. Suppose I am going to consider here sorry, the origin point. From that I am going to draw the 30-degree line towards left side. I am taking the reference of the set square. Okay, for that, before that I will make this somewhat parallel and somewhat on the lower side, and I will make the use of this set square which is having already predefined angle 30-degree. I am drawing the very faint lines, and now for drawing the right side line, just I have to reverse it, means in this way towards right side. I will again make it somewhat horizontal drafter scale, exactly parallel to the reference line, and with the help of this I would like to draw the line towards right side also. Means these are the two lines which are required for the isometric view. Hope so you are able to observe this, because I am drawing it very faintly. As a procedure of drawing, we have to draw the initial work very faint, and the vertical line as it is we have to draw vertical work. Okay, I will use the drafter scale here. So I will match the bottom portion of the set square, set square here, and I will draw the vertical line. Okay, now after drawing the three axes, actually it is x, y and z axis. Actually in the graphical format the x axis is a horizontal one, but in isometric view that x axis will be get represented with a 30-degree inclination line towards right side and towards left side, x and z. Y will be always vertical one. Now the next step is, after locating these three axes, now we have to decide from the front and top view whether we have to represent the front view structure which is having somewhat C alphabet type of structure, that is tilted by 90-degree in anti-clockwise direction, capital C alphabet. Whether that structure we have to draw towards right side inclination line or left side inclination line, and it has to be get decided if it will be easy to decide if the side view is given. Suppose for this numerical the left hand side view is given. Okay, suppose the left hand side view is given along with these two views, then it will be very easy to us to identify the left hand side view will be visible from this left side, so the front view will be goes towards right side inclination line. Okay, that is a simple rule. And if the right hand side view is given, means right hand side view means we have to observe from the right side, so the front view will be get represented towards left side inclination line. But here the side view is not given, so another way to decide that might be in your diagram, either in the front to top view some origin point will be given. That origin point is nothing but the point O is given in the front view, that is lower left corner. Now we have to consider, suppose this is my object and they have given, suppose this is my object, they have given the lower left corner as origin. Now we have to imagine or assume this origin point I am going to coincide with this origin. Then after coinciding that origin point lower left corner of the object, the complete structure of the front view will goes towards right side inclination line or left side inclination line. So in this case, the front view structure, if I am going to match this origin of the front view with this origin point, the front view will be goes towards right side inclination line. Means we have to create such type of structure here. Means indirectly it is nothing but the three dimensions which are known to us. Out of that, two dimensions we have to represent towards right side, that is length and height of the object. Height is always vertical. The length will be length will be get represented towards right side inclination line, and the width will be get represented towards left side inclination line. So I will start with the dimension, that is length is given 60 mm. So I will represent first of all the 60 mm length. I am representing it very faintly, so just you have to try to imagine. After completing diagram, you will find out the proper structure is get represented. The 60 mm length I have represented here. Now the next thing that I have to represent the height which is nothing but 30 mm. Okay, so I will represent 30 mm height here. Then after locating the length and height, we have to create the overall box. Means for 3D representation we have to create the box of the three dimensions. Out of that, the length and height is represented here. The width which is remaining, that is I have to represent here the 40 mm. Then after representing the length on the right side, width on the left side inclination line, and height on the vertical, then just we have to do one thing. We have to draw the parallel lines to that end points. Okay, right side inclination line, the 30-degree inclination line is there. From the height end point, we have to draw the parallel line to that, and we have to create the 3D box. Okay, now this is the parallel line. And for vertical one, we have to draw the vertical one exactly from the end point of the length line. Then similarly width is there, for the width also, and for the height again we have to represent here from the. Now these are the two places, right side and left side, but we have to create the complete 3D box, so that from this end point, before that I have to join these two lines. Then we have to create the upper side surface also, so that I will draw the parallel line to this left side inclination line from this end point, and parallel line to this from this end point I have to draw. With the help of roller scale I am drawing here, but if possible try to make the use of the drafter. It will make accurate diagram, or it will create the accurate diagram. Okay, now this is the overall box. Okay, so first of all I will rub the extra lines so that it will be somewhat easy to all of you to understand. Now in the front view, what is the structure which is visible to us? That is bottom rectangular structure and the two rectangles which are on the extreme left and extreme right. So I will represent first of all the bottom rectangle, which is having the 60 mm length and the height is 10 mm. So I will represent here the 10 mm height. The 2 points I will represent here. So just simply I have to draw the parallel line, and which will join the straight line which is exactly parallel to the right side inclination. This is my bottom side from 1. Okay, now from the side view also I have to represent the same height, that is 10 mm. Okay, and actually this is the rectangular box. When you are going to observe this portion, bottom portion, it is actually a complete rectangle which is visible in the top view. So I have to represent it a complete rectangle, that is 60 mm by 40 mm at the base. From this side I have to draw the parallel line to it. Now this is the bottom rectangle. Okay, and then after representing that, now the next step is one by one. Either we can start with these two more rectangles on the upper side, or we can represent the middle square hole. I will mention it as a middle square hole, rectangle hole, because it is showing the dotted line in the front view. So now the next step is we have to decide the position. We have to decide the position of the rectangular portion which is on the middle side. Okay, just for the better understanding I am just erasing this portion, that is upper one. So now the next step is we have to decide the exact position, or locate the exact position of this rectangular portion or rectangular slot. So what we have to do, we have to take the midpoints of these two lines opposite sides, or we have to locate the center point of the object, such as the length is nothing but exactly 60 mm. So at 30 mm I will represent the first point, and the width is 40 mm. Exactly at 20 mm I will represent the midpoint, and from that we have to draw the parallel lines so that we can represent the midpoint with the help of very faint line, that is a continuous but very faint shade. Now this is the center point of the object. Now the center point means if I am going to draw the center point, that such type of center lines I have drawn here. So from the center point, the equal distance means it is get equally divided. So the length will be get divided into 10 mm 10 mm. So I have to represent here the 10 mm portion, length of 10 mm on the left side and right side, exactly on that inclination line, and the width is nothing but 15. Okay, so 15 means exactly it is nothing but 7.5. I will consider here exact 7.5, and from that points we have to draw the parallel lines. Okay, similarly from this side also towards left side inclination line, from that exact points we have to draw. Now this is nothing but the upper surface, means at the after 10 mm height, the upper portion of this rectangular portion has been created. I will make it dark because it is our final object, final structure that we required. I will represent it somewhat darker so that it will be easy to all of you to observe it properly. Might be it is because of the faint shade it is not visible. Okay, and similarly if you are going to observe, this bottom rectangle is also having the complete structure. So I will make it dark. It will take some time because the complicated, somewhat typical structure is there. Okay. Now similarly, if you are going to represent this upper portion of this middle rectangular structure, it is having the 10 mm depth also, means this is complete depth of 10 mm. So we have to observe here from which corner point we can represent the depth of that portion, whether this corner point, this corner point, or this corner point. But it should be visible, it should not get hide between behind the surface, so that as per the corner points that we are going to consider, neither from this corner point, from this corner point, from this corner point we are able to represent the depth. Only the this corner point is useful to represent the depth, so that I will represent the exact vertical line from the particular corner point that is having the 10 mm depth. So I will represent the 10 mm depth, that is exactly this much, and from that end point of that vertical depth line, that is I have to represent parallel to this left side inclination line and parallel to this right side inclination line, means it will represent the inner portion of that. Okay. Now then the two more portions are there which are remaining to represent, but here you can observe this is present from the front view. It is observed, it is on the extreme left and extreme right side, but when you are going to observe from the top view, it is on the extreme right corner and extreme left corner, but it is not at the same position, means one is at the front, one is at the rear side, means the right side portion is present at this position and the left side portion is present at this position, means they are not at the same position, means towards right side only. One is at the right side corner and one is at the left side corner. So we have to represent that portion now. Now look at the procedure. What is how can we represent that? So the height of this portion is nothing but total height is 30 mm and the height of this portion is 20 mm. So already 10 mm is represented here. Now I will represent the 20 mm height from this corner point. This much dimension is not given here directly, but here on the left side it is mentioned 15, because if it is mentioned on the one side, these two structures are similar, so we have to assume the same dimension is for this portion is also, that is 15 mm, but that is 15 mm length is horizontal, but in isometric view we have to represent inclined one. So 15 mm dimension towards right side inclination line I will represent in this way. Then from that vertical line of 20 mm, which is definitely will go to join this portion, and it is having the width. Okay, the width is not given, actually it is a 10 mm. Okay, we can assume it is a 10 mm is there, so I will consider here the 10 mm width I have to represent in this way, or 10 or 15 mm, no problem. It is not given, I will consider here it is a 12 mm width. So from this point also now this is the portion. Just we have to draw the parallel lines to this right side inclination and left side inclination, that is the thing. Okay, now here the portion that already the line for bottom rectangle I have drawn here, this is actually get hide behind this vertical rectangular portion, or actually it is a prism type of structure. So I have to erase that because it will not be get represented, because the hidden lines we are not going to represent into the isometric view. So I will erase that, so it will be a better one to understand. Okay, hope so you are able to understand this. Now similarly this left side portion on the left upper corner, means at this position again I have to represent the 20 mm height. Vertical dimension should be vertical one. Then again the 12 mm width of that portion I will consider a 12 mm width. Then from that vertical height, then the length is nothing but 15 mm. So I will represent here the 15 mm, that is right side in towards the right side inclination line. Just we have to draw the parallel lines to this. Now here there is no need to represent the dimension exactly, just we have to draw the parallel lines from the respective point. Now this is the upper structure. Now I have to extrude it towards lower side. Just draw the vertical line from this corner point and towards right side inclination line, I have to represent in this way. Now this is the, okay, again here the bottom rectangle having that particular edge, this edge is there, but it is also get some of the portion of that edge is going to hide behind this vertical portion, so I have to erase that one also. Or you can do one thing, at the start of the diagram you can use H pencil, or sorry, 2H pencil for drawing that. Means very faint lines we have to draw. Now this is the complete structure, okay, which is given in the 2D, has been represented in the 3D, but the thing is that I have to represent the dark line for the outlines which are visible. So here initially the complete line was there, now it is only visible up to this portion, okay, up to this portion is visible. Similarly on the right side also the complete line was there having the width 40 mm, but it is some of the portion is visible to us and most of the portions get hide behind this portion, so I will represent only this much portion as a darker. Okay, now the remaining lines which are visible we have to represent it dark. So bottom one also. Okay, make sure that while creating the 3D view we have to use only single stroke line. Means I am repeating here the lines, but while drawing that diagram always you have to prepare a single stroke line. Means once you have drawn that line, never repeat on that. But for this explanation purpose I am using the repetition of the line, so that you are able to, or you will be able to understand it properly. Okay, this is the complete 3D view, or you can consider it is a, you can mention it is an isometric view, not the isometric projection. Okay, hope so all of you have understood the procedure how to convert this diagram into the 3D. And one more thing is there, most of the students are asking about that, sir, whether we have to give the dimensions in isometric view or not, but it is actually not needed. As per the requirement or as per the time availability, you can mention the dimensions, such as the length of the object is there, that is 60 mm, the width of the object, the height, what is the dimension of this portion. If you have the time you can mention it, otherwise it is not mandatory to mention the dimensions. Okay, but just we have to make sure that all the structures which are given in the front to top view has been represented in the 3D view. Okay, so this is the complete 3D view for this given numerical. I hope all of you have understood the procedure. If you don't understand any particular part, please revise the video and once again just have the look on that particular portion. And hope so if you are interested, if you have understood the concept or procedure how to draw this, so you will definitely like the video. And remember, if you are new to my channel, please subscribe the channel and please hit on the bell icon, so that you will get update of the new uploaded videos in my channel or on my channel. Okay, thank you very much for listening this carefully.